Are you wearing jeans right now? Then look down at that tiny pocket, sitting just above the right front pocket. It is too small for a phone, too tight to pull out keys properly. And if you have ever dropped a few coins in there, there is a good chance they disappeared. Until the moment you turned your pockets inside out, before laundry. But here is the strange part. That almost useless little pocket has existed on jeans for more than 150 years. In a world where everything is optimized, from phones to cars to every single stitch on clothing, why does the fashion industry still keep this tiny detail that so many people do not even know how to use? It was not born to hold coins, not to hold a USB drive, and not simply for decoration. In truth, this small pocket was once created for something extremely important to men of the 19th century, an object that has almost vanished from everyday life today. So, what was the small pocket on jeans originally used for, and why? After more than a century, when its original purpose is no longer common, has it still not disappeared? Let's uncover the strange story behind the smallest detail, yet one of the most enduring on your pair of jeans. Welcome to Everyday Things Explained. Labor equipment. Let's return to the American West. In the 1800s. At that time, jeans were rough, protective work equipment made for miners and railroad workers. Their biggest problem was not fashion. It was durability. In harsh working environments, the pockets were the places most likely to tear. Every time a worker shoved in a heavy tool or bent down deeply, the pressure concentrated heavily at the pocket corners. In 1873, Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss received a patent for a brilliant engineering solution: use metal rivets to reinforce stress points. This durability explains why jeans became the king of workwear. Why spend extra fabric, extra thread, and even extra rivets on a pocket that could not fit the hand of a grown man? A 19th century safe for information. The answer lies in an object that today has become an antique: the pocket watch. In the late 19th century, the pocket watch was a precise mechanical device, expensive and extremely important. For a railroad worker, time was survival, the difference between order and a train accident. For a miner, it was the rhythm of the work shifts. If you put that valuable watch in the main pocket, it would collide with coins, keys, or sharp pieces of iron ore. So Levi Strauss designed a separate compartment, placed higher, to avoid impact when sitting down, and sized tightly enough to keep the watch still. It was officially called the watch pocket. This pocket was placed on the right side because most miners were right-handed, allowing them to pull out the watch quickly. Why did it not disappear? Then the First World War broke out. Soldiers realized that glancing at the wrist to check the time was far more convenient than reaching into a trouser pocket in the middle of battle. The wristwatch rose, and the role of the watch pocket officially collapsed. In industry, we call this design inertia. When a detail has already entered the standardized pattern and millions of sewing machines have been set up to make it, without it, a pair of jeans looks as if it has lost part of its soul. Removing it can sometimes be more expensive and riskier than keeping it. Beyond function, the small pocket became an identity mark. Buyers had grown used to it, and the industry chose to turn it into a living fossil. From watches to USB. Humans have a strange gift. We find new uses for old structures. When the pocket watch disappeared, the small pocket did not die. It simply changed jobs. In the 1950s, it became the perfect place to hold a Zippo lighter. Then came coins, train tickets, memory cards, or mini USB drives in the digital age. This small pocket also carries within it a scientific principle that helps us live more easily: cognitive offloading. The human brain is not good at remembering the location of dozens of tiny objects. When you decide that this small pocket is the only place for your parking card or locker key, you are freeing up part of your brain's memory capacity. The environment around you has done the remembering for you. The longest living designs usually do not force you to become smarter. On the contrary, they help you remember less by giving you a fixed place, unchanged for 150 years. The practical lesson is simple: create your own watch pockets in life to reduce the chaos. A legacy made of fabric. So, why is the small pocket still there? Because it is the perfect intersection between practical history and industrial inertia. It is a remaining trace of an age when clothing was created first to protect the personal values of human beings. Every time you touch that tiny pocket, you are connecting with a legacy of Western miners, a design that has outlived its original purpose. The small pocket cannot tell the entire history of textiles, but it reveals one truth: great designs do not only solve the problems of the past, they are flexible enough to survive into the future. And if one tiny pocket can survive for 150 years, why were the small rivets at the pocket corners, things that seem merely decorative, once so important that people fought for a patent over them? We will decode that in the next episode. Thank you for watching Everyday Things Explained. See you again in the next simple thing.